Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, I've got another news video for you. A little bit different format. I am not at my computer and stuff today, but there were some interesting cards that got revealed. One yesterday, a new trap card for the Visa Starfrost stuff, and then one new Synchro monster today, and it's actually a Synchro Bestial monster. Very interesting card. That's like the more important one. Once I saw that, I was like, yeah, I want to make a video on those. So today we're going to be going over both of those, give you my analysis here. I'll throw them up on the screen probably right here, and we'll go from there. So let's start off with the first new card, the new trap card. This is called World of Boundless Consciousness. Okay, pretty intense. It's a normal trap card. If Vicious Astroud is on the field, that's actually the new fusion monster, I believe, that you can contact fuse into. That just got revealed for Cyberstorm Access. If that card is on the field, target one card on the field, destroy it. Then, if the original name of the destroyed card was Vicious Astroud, you can special summon one of your banished Visa Starfrost. Otherwise, you can increase the attack of one Vicious Astroud you control by 1500 attack. So, if you destroy your own Vicious Astroud, you can special summon a Visa Starfrost from Banish Zone, which would have been banished just to summon the Vicious Astroud anyway. Or if you don't, your Vicious Astroud is going to go, is it already 3,000? I can't remember the exact stat line on it. It might be 28, but that's a 1,500 buff, and that's just a permanent 1,500 buff, which is not too shabby. But yeah, this card is fine. My drawbacks on it are, at this point in time, I don't think we have a way to search this as far as like the actual Visa's Starfrost stuff goes. I mean, obviously there's generic stuff like Lilith and Trap Trick and generic trap searchers. But as far as in archetype searching it, I don't think they have access to that. Maybe they'll get something akin to some of the like Albaz stuff where they have cards that say like, this card can add any card that lists Vicious Astroud in its text from deck to hand, or Visa Starfrost card that like lists Visa Starfrost from deck to hand. Something like that could come along down the way, but I don't think we have anything just yet. But it's a Dryden, it's fine. It'll just depend if it becomes a lot more accessible, whether or not it'll see play down the line. And the next card we have here is called Bestial Des Patea. Weird, but this thing is crazy looking. Look at this thing. Oh man, he looks wild. He kind of looks like that crazy Dogmatica. I think it was a Dogmatica fusion. Was it a fusion or a synchro that we got not too long ago? It looked like insane. This kind of reminds me of that. But here we go. This is level 10 Dark Synchro Dragon Effect Monster. 35 on the stat line here, so quite big. Even stuff like, I know Chen Ying is going to buff himself, but even Chen Ying starts at 3k. This card requires any tuner plus one or more non-tuner dragon monsters. That's really the only thing as far as keeping this card from being completely generic, is that the non-tuner materials have to be dragons, but that still means a handful of decks are going to be able to take advantage of this card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn each. First effect, you can target one banished light or dark monster. Special summon it to your field. It's pretty good, especially since like I think the whole idea of this card is we're trying to put like a level 4 tuner on the field and then summon a Bestial and then use the Bestial or then use the Bestial and the tuner to make this card, in which case you would have already banished a light or dark. And I like that this can target any banished light or dark, which means you could even banish a light or dark from your opponent's grave and just steal that card. Still pretty good there. And the second effect, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one banished card, shuffle it into the deck, then if you were that card's owner, destroy the monster that activated its effect. If your opponent was the owner of the card, negate the effect. I like that you have a little bit of versatility here now. You do have to target a banished card, so there has to be a banished card somewhere. The downside is that like the better effect overall is probably the negate, so this is a little bit more reliant on your opponent having a banished card than you, at least to have like the better effect of the two. But that's just like an ogre effect, and that's not even bad. It's also kind of cool that this can destroy a monster that's activating in hand still, I believe, which is pretty cool as well. That can definitely hinder. I mean, just think about Bestials, right? They activate a Bestial in hand. You can chain this card, destroying the Bestial in hand, so it doesn't even come out. Can still be pretty good, and they would have banished for cost. So there's definitely some good synergy there. It's a pretty good interruption. I mean, there's not much else to say on that, and the ability to recur is kind of nice. It'll depend. I mean, I could see a world where like Dragon Link wants to play a card like this because it can already make like Synchro 9s and stuff. And they already have like Tracer, a level 4 tuner, plus they probably play Bestials regardless. So you've already got like super easy access to 10s. If you do lines that lock you into dragons or darks or something specific, I think you're locked out of Chen Ying. I think you'll also be locked out of Baronne de Fleur in a lot of scenarios. So this could be another 10 to be able to abuse in a deck like that, or just any deck that kind of has access to level 4 tuners that you also just generically want to play Bestials in. This card could definitely come up in. And so yeah, I think it's fine. In the grand scheme of things, you know, it's a Synchro level 10. It's not as generic as Baronne or Chen Ying. I don't think its effects are overall quite as powerful and consistent, just because this card kind of requires the right banished cards to be from you or your opponent to have like its true like effect that it wants. Whereas Baronne de Fleur, it's just like a straight up negate. It's just live immediately. But it's still really good. It's definitely a nice card to add to the pool. I do think we'll see this somewhere, but maybe that somewhere is just, like I said, a Dragon Link deck. We'll just have to see what comes of it. But it's a pretty good card overall, I think. So there we go. Those are the 2 new cards. Obviously, we still have, like, I think 33 cards left to be revealed for Darkwing Blast, or not Darkwing, Jesus, Cyberstorm Access. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff. I think we have like less than 3 weeks now before the set's like officially out in the OCG. So we're probably going to have another 15 or so, 15, 20-ish cards revealed in the next probably week and a half. And then we're going to get like the final 10 cards all at once. Obviously, I'll bring you all that stuff as it comes because there's bound to be some really good additions to the set in there somewhere. So yeah. Just excited for that. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on these 2 new cards. If there's anything that I didn't note here that you think is important for these 2 cards, throw it in the comment section down below. And just your general thoughts on the cards overall. I'd love to hear where you guys land on these. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.